the dissident. I want to record a few thoughts on the topic of dissent in the tradition of the religious dissenters of the 17th to 19th centuries, but more about them later. For now, I want to look at the polarisation of young people in the Western countries where I live and what's going on with them. It seems that the capitalist system is to blame for the changes that are taking place at the moment. So here's my brief introduction. The way things are, they'll have us all for breakfast. The system is an economic system, and it is chaotic and psychotic, and the political system is in crisis. Our economics are built on individual greed, and after 50 years of the welfare system that was created after the war, Margaret Thatcher said that there was no such thing as society, that there were only individuals who would measure their happiness according to their wealth. And even Deng Xiaoping, the chairman of the Communist Party of China in the 1980s, said that to get rich was glorious. We know that something has to change at the moment because there's a lot of fear and distrust of politicians and of the political system. Many people feel that they have no influence, so have become disillusioned and alienated from the political system, namely from participation in discussions and debate, from submissions on policy, from drafting legislation, which a few of us take part in, and even from voting, which everybody should take part in. This happens when there is a serious economic shock and people feel poorer. So politics and economics are closely interrelated. When there is a shock or gradual erosion of rights, people of more unstable groups, the classes we call them, become anxious. Groups who believe they had the right to expect they would be wealthier than their parents and grandparents begin to feel anxious and feel that they will be less wealthy than them and will be less wealthy than their own peer group and friends. This cycle is predictable. It has happened before, especially in the 1930s and in the 1940s after the Great Depression. When that anxiety took hold, voters began to lose interest in the mainstream policies of the centre-left and centre-right parties. They stopped accepting liberal ideas of freedoms, medium rates of tax, and became attracted to extreme ideas. They were attracted to political parties who told them that there were minority groups amongst them who were to blame for the problems. They were persuaded to believe that democracy was weak and that they needed to have a strong leader who would make decisions for them and cure their problems. Voters were manipulated. Leaders preyed on people's fears. What they call today tribalism, and what it was called demagoguery, and still called demagoguery. Both sides became more extreme at the expense of the centre. In Russia, the absolute monarchy that had ruled for centuries was overthrown in the Bolshevik Revolution, and in the theories of Marx and Engels were adopted as a utopian dictatorship of the working class, which expropriated and banned private property. In the 1930s, the fascist parties blamed minority groups for numerous economic problems, taking jobs, the loss of previous war, and the reparations imposed on Germany. But society does exist. It exists within families, and our instinct and need to take care of each other. We have the sense of well-being and personal relief when we help one another. The ancients were aware of it and called it virtue. In the next section, I want to look at a 20th century social psychologist who experienced European fascism and believed he could explain how it originated. We have a choice which way it goes, but some things have to change.